Good morning, everyone. What is going on? We are back again with another episode of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. I'm your host, Silverback Senpai, and yeah, my camera is doing that glitchy mess thingy, so I won't put the camera on me on myself so much. If anything, it'll just be on everybody else. I don't know why it does that, but it does that anyway. But anyways, welcome back, everyone. And, across the table from me is none other than my co-host, Waluigi.
Morning, my dude. It's been a hot minute. Glad to be here on another beautiful Sunday.
Absolutely. And our guests are none other than CP2 Podcast. What is going on, guys?
Not much. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good. Good. Sorry to get you guys up here in the morning. I don't know if you guys are daytime people or nighttime people, but
it's all good. I have to get up early anyway in the mornings.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, on this podcast, we like to, of course, I gotta, have the normal, usual intro, and that is this episode of the podcast is both being streamed on YouTube and Twitch. If you want the audio version of the podcast, of course, we're on Spotify or anywhere else that's just South Florida Gamers Podcast. Just Google us. You'll find us. We also want to give a shout out and a big thank you to our supporters, our followers, and subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting the podcast. And, of course, share the podcast. Let people know that, hey, we're live, we're here, and we have, great conversations with gamers of all backgrounds. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode. And with that, we always ask our new guest, hey, what is it that got you guys into gaming? Give us your gaming origin story from the time you started all the way up until now. Like, take as much time as you guys need to describe to us, like, hey, this is my gaming origin story.
Chris, you're first.
Me? All right.
Yeah, go for it.
So it started back when I was really young, and my uncle bought me my first console. It was the PlayStation 2 Slim. And before that, I used to play his Nintendo 64 all the time. He had Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, Mario 64, and Yoshi's Island. I loved Yoshi's Island.
I forgot about that game, actually.
Really?
Yes. I know it existed, but I completely forgot.
Well, here's the thing. When I played that game, I was really young, so I was just like, oh, eggs, colorful eggs. I want to collect them all. And I didn't I maybe got like 1 or 2 levels. I didn't even beat it. But
Understood.
Yeah. But then again, most old games are like that. When you're really young, you just play because it's cool. It's fun to play.
Yes. I can agree with that.
But then I had my PS2 for a long time, like all the way halfway up through the Xbox 360 coming out.
That era.
Like I had it all the way up to like 2007. So I kind of missed like the big Xbox 360 craze with like Modern Warfare 2 and all that.
Yeah. Oh, you missed that.
I joined right as Black Ops 2 came out.
Okay, so all right, so you're good then.
Yeah, so like I had enough time to go back and play it and still experience it in its prime, but I wasn't there.
Gotcha.
For like it came out and that was the hot topic.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you literally missed one group and got into another.
Yeah, so I'm one of those fanboys where it's like Black Ops 2 is above Modern Warfare 2. In my opinion, but it's also because I joined later and I started with Black Ops 2.
That's a valid reason.
So
that's a valid opinion, actually. I know you got something to say.
I'm not mad at that because honestly, when you look at Black Ops 2 and you look at Modern Warfare 2 back then, I would say objectively, Black Ops 2 was a lot better. Objectively, like in terms of story, co-op, and multiplayer, like Black Ops 2 succeeded in all of those aspects. Granted, Modern Warfare 2 was the, everyone's fan favorite. This is where the online toxicity really, really blew up because
open chats.
Yeah, because people think that it started with Modern Warfare 2. No, unless you played the SOCOM back in the PS2 days online or Halo 2 or Halo 3 online, that's where it was really started to brew. And then, of course, it blew up with Modern Warfare 2. But I will agree with you that Black Ops 2 is better. I'll give it to you that. But continue.
Sorry, this mic is falling, so I knew it was slipping off the table as I was adjusting it. But I was So I came in really late for the Xbox 360 craze, but I feel like I got into it at a good time with Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was actually the first game that I like 100% completed, like achievements, campaign, multiplayer, everything. And I remember like back in high school, this is gonna sound so dumb, I bought my entire class donuts, and they're like, "What's the special occasion?" I was like, "Oh, I 100% Black Ops 2." Yeah, and they're like, "You're a loser, bro." You're a loser, bro. And I was like, "All right, you know what? Fair."
But thanks for the sprinkles.
Yeah, thanks.
But thanks for the sprinkles.
I was like, "Hey, you know, it is what it is."
It is what it is.
But
I've
then
not heard that before.
after that, I tried to get into the Xbox One, but at that time I leaned more towards PC games. So I got sucked down the League of Legends rabbit hole.
Oh
You poor
Lord.
soul.
And it
what
was-
year did you get transferred?
What's season 4? My bad. I keep adjusting it. I keep breaking it.
Well, I'll get him a mic stand. But continue.
Yeah. So I'll just hold it for now.
Chris already breaking everything.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just sort of League of Legends. Anyways.
Yeah. So back, I started playing League of Legends back in season 4, like right as Jinx and Vel'Koz came out. That's your XLR mic just fell.
Oh gosh, so much stuff.
Well,
Yeah, League of Legends, man.
just breaking everything.
It's just like spilling bad luck. It's like saying the guy who did not mean to from Harry Potter. Anyways.
Yeah, so I got sucked down to that. I started doing tournaments for League of Legends. That's how sucked it down I was.
Like, are you talking about like those team tournaments?
Yeah, like
Oh my
LAN
God.
tournament, like SuperCon. You remember when they used to have it
Yes.
at the unremodeled? I remember I won the very first.
I didn't want to get nearby there. On all honesty,
It wasn't fun. And I remember they were like typing into their computers the password for their Wi-Fi, and I was like, oh, memorized, perfect. That's mine. So now whenever I go, I have their Wi-Fi. But
my God.
I remember I played a ton of League of Legends for multiple years with all my friends, and it got to the point where like we'd wake up and we'd have to play like 5 or 6 games a day.
You were on that grind.
Oh, it was terrible, bro.
No, in all honesty,
And-
how many hours did you play League of Legends? If you can guess, you can say a number. We're not judging here.
If I could guess, I would say it would have to be like of in-game time around like 8 months of straight in-game time.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
It was bad. It was really bad. And that was the game.
You're gonna make me
That
do
game
math
is
right
the
now.
only game that I've been super obsessed with for multiple years at a time. Every other game, it's like 6 months, maybe a year that I'll get into. But I remember towards the end of it, I was like, I just want single player games again. I want to play single player games. And the game that finally broke it was Spider-Man's Insomniac Spider-Man
Oh, okay.
Great game.
for the PlayStation 4.
Great game.
Yes, it is.
And I binged that game super hard, 100% of that game.
Same.
And then I was like, you know what? Let's just go back and play all the other games that I missed. I started playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Oh, you missed Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, bro.
That's impressive, actually.
Didn't miss much.
I no, you did not, actually.
Damn.
I'm not a KH fan, so that's fine to me, but that's still funny.
I can respect Kingdom Hearts for what it is. I don't think it's an insanely amazing game, but it definitely has its following.
I'm still waiting for someone to give me less than like 3 sentences to explain the games.
You're on a beach. And you wake up on a beach.
2, that's all I need to hear.
Damn, that's actually kind of true. I'll be honest. I know the lore, and that's kind of like it. But
That hurts me thinking about it now.
so right now it's a lot of CS2 and a lot of party games like Played Up and like Rounds, just like bunch of party games. And I'm trying to find a PS5 to steal off of somebody so I could play Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah.
Trying to find one. But other than that, I mean, back when I was really young, it was all shooters and competitive games. Now it's just I want to have fun and I don't want to think about it too much because I'm done with all that competitive gaming.
I aspire to be like you. In all honesty, I'm stuck with competition.
You're stuck in the comp area.
Yeah, with fighting games and such.
Oh, well, that's fair. Well, the fight that scene is never gonna die, and it's ever changing. So, like League, it's like the same thing over and over, and then Call of Duty, it's just nothing.
Yeah, it's real. I think with Modern Warfare 3, because I remember I played the beta and I was just like, This is literally just 2.5.
Yeah.
This is literally Modern Warfare 2.5.
Yeah.
Like, they did not need to do another Call of Duty. Like, Modern Warfare 2 was completely fine as alone. Like, you could have had that game run for at least a good, 2 more years before then you do Modern Warfare 3. So that way people could at least see a actual drastic change. Now it's just like, it's literally the same thing.
Yeah, it really is the same thing, sadly.
I feel like Modern Warfare 3 took out features from Modern Warfare 2. I feel like it wasn't like an add-on. It was like a downgrade, personally.
Even IGN reviewed it like a 4 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the campaign. Yeah. I mean, it's Call of Duty, and the campaign is like 4 hours long, so it's just like you're really not expecting much. But
yeah, it's a speed run.
Well, because if you're also comparing it to the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, since it ended off on such a perfect note, and they're going to try to splice off of that to make a campaign for Modern Warfare 3, it's not going to be the same because it ends so perfectly in Modern Warfare 2. Like, it wraps up almost all of the things, all the storylines, besides Soap dying, but whatever.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for a 10, 12-year-old game.
It just came out.
No, it's just remastered for like the nth time.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, that was another game. I got sucked back into Modern Warfare 2019.
Oh no.
That was an amazing game.
Yeah.
It was.
I played that game all the way up until they added the competition, the competitive mode for it. Because competitive Call of Duty is not Call of Duty.
No, it's not.
It's because Call of Duty is you have all these guns, all these maps, all this equipment that you could use. If you want to sit in a corner with a rocket launcher and be a scumbag, you could do it.
Yeah.
People won't like you, but you could do it.
Yeah.
Competitive Call of Duty is you are only allowed to use this gun or this gun. No attachments.
I'm sorry, what?
And that's it. Yeah, in Modern Warfare 2019, you could only use 2 guns, and like you could change like maybe 1 or 2 perks, but all the perks were the same, and you either had concussion or flash, and only a grenade, and that's it.
I'm so sorry. That's just the most unseasoned gameplay I've ever heard.
And it's literally just whoever fires first wins the game. That's why I despise, because competitive Call of Duty is so easy. It's so unbelievably easy. It's literally just look, you see him, you shoot. That's all it is.
Yeah, that sounds like Doom in a nutshell.
So, I mean, I personally think it would be better if they had everything in the game for competitive, because that's what every other game that does competitive does, besides, the RNG stuff, like changing maps or stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, if everybody has access to it, go on and do it. Like CSGO.
Exactly.
CSGO, you can literally use everything that's in the game. Everything. Call of Duty, it's like, 2 guns. That's it.
I mean, you can use CSGO with your own money, too, for skins. But that's not important.
I'm getting sucked down that rabbit hole right now.
Oh, no. I
So
didn't mean to
many
call you
rabbit
out.
So many rabbit holes.
I have a friend who has like $1,000 worth of like stuff. Or at least he's just holding it like a stock.
Dude, my boy, I'm going to call him out. My boy, Bruno, he's like, yo, you know what? I'm thinking of buying a knife. And, we've all bought, like $100, $200, $100, $200 knives. And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting a butterfly. And I'm like, butterfly knives are like minimum $1,000. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get a blue gem. I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, it's $3,500. I'm like, what? What? What are you talking about?
What?
And he's like, yeah, I'm also thinking about getting this blue phosphorus gun. It's a $300 gun. And I'm like,
Is he looking for broke friends? Because I might need some.
don't worry, I'm already his most broke friend.
I'm his broke friend. I've already got that handled.
I'm like, dude, he's like, I think of it as an investment. And he told me this last night. He's like, bro, if I ever get married, I just sell the skins, buy the ring with the skins. And I'm like, I don't know if you can do that, but if you're thinking about it that way as an investment, good on you, bro.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest smart thing I've heard in a while. I don't know how to explain it.
It all comes back around though.
Yeah.
It all makes sense in the end.
So that's about it for my gaming story. What about you?
I think mine started out like almost all people. I just remember, I think one of the first games I ever played when I was young was just Mario, and it just go save the princess. And it's like, all right, I got you, fam. So it was usually at like my grandparents' house where we would go do that. And then from there, I was very much into PlayStation. So it was PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. So I was like, oh, Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, games like that. I love like the just
Great
the story
games.
based. Yeah, Jack, Ratchet and Clank was very much just like, oh, okay, these are fun, so I'll just play them all.
Yeah.
And then I stuck with PlayStation all the way up until like around 360 time,
Wow.
because then I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna switch, because my brother next door, Nick, we would play Halo all the time, so I just got super into Halo.
Oh, you poor soul.
Oh, I mean, I liked it when it was good.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
agree.
no, that's
I
fair.
agree with
That's
him on
fair,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
And oh boy, did they have bangers in a row. Reach, loved Reach. I loved ODST. I had a great time with it. So we would just do the Reach campaign and we would do Firefight on ODST.
Oh, those are the best.
all the time. And just, it was the best because it was like you would go on like summer, like from school, because obviously this was back in school days. So it would just be like you would get on and you would just go on Reach and you would just get dropped into camp maps. And it's like, oh, okay. And then you just find a group. I'm like, and you just play with that group all night. And it's like, all right, see you tomorrow, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then
So-
never see him ever again.
Ever again.
They
like
just
half of the
disappear.
people, yeah. But it was a lot of fun. I loved that so much. And then after that, like I stuck with Xbox a really long time. I got into the Tomb Raider when they brought it back. I loved those games. I loved the Saints Row series, so just played Saints Row a lot. And then a little bit after that, I kind of dropped out of gaming a bit, just because, as you go through, you get a lot more other things you have to do in life, so it kind of takes it away, which
Priority
is
should be first.
yeah. So then it's like I got back into it again, and I was like, oh, okay, this is still cool. I like this. So I'm very much into like the party games now, like Chris said, where you can all get into a group and everything. Also, having the channel helps because you play games on the channel, so you learn and you get open to more new doors that you haven't really experienced before.
Have you guys played Party Animals by any chance?
No, but I was going to mention
I
it.
watched the gameplay, and I want to get a group of people to play with it because it looks so dumb.
Got
So
it.
fun.
Well, you found two people.
Dude, Party Animals
Hell
is
yeah.
just advanced gang beasts.
Yes, it is.
That's all it is. You're just animals now.
Yeah, I was gonna buy it, and I was gonna make that suggestion. We just haven't gotten around to it yet. But yeah, you got two people.
Oh, hell yeah.
There you go.
G2A sells it cheap, and their CD keys as well. I'm not getting like the platinum edition, or I think it's like $36. Screw that. I think you can get it for like less than $20.
Got it.
But just seeing all the internet memes is just the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It looks like fun though.
And people overreacting in the funniest way.
Oh, about like the final screenshot
Yes.
where like you're all just standing there super calm and then somebody throws a fist and it's chaos.
Yes.
Those I like those party games more than like other party games. Like the ones where you could just all get together and then do chaos and just complete chaos. Cuz like Plate Up is fun, but you got to like work together.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
And
games
like, oh, I need a pizza, pepperoni, mushrooms, stat table 3, and it's like organized chaos. But Party Animals is just let's just go at each other. That's why I really like 4-player smashes.
Yeah.
But more importantly, like tag team smash games where you could just go and wombo combo each other.
Yeah.
Those are the best, especially when you play characters with like really big movesets that have like AoE attack.
Yeah.
Those I personally just enjoy chaos, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but when you have to team up with each other in games, it's great because I could blame you for the fact that I'm not good. At the end of the day, it's your fault.
It's a perfect option select. You can't go wrong with that.
Exactly. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I pulled my weight.
It's my boy, and he can just point fingers.
Exactly. He just started, guys. I'm sorry.
He's new.
I feel
He's
like
new.
the most boring party game I've seen is like Jack in the Box. I think is what it's called.
I love that game.
Well, but it's literally just
You mean
type funny
Jackbox?
word and then send to your
Jackbox?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but when you start it up, you immediately have 10 different game options you could pick.
Yeah, but like 9 of them are bad.
Debatable.
You only play Wordle or whatever it's called.
No, what about Scribble, where you have to draw?
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, that does sound chaotic enough. I'm slowly like getting convinced. Mario Party is always a classic, but
Yes.
Mario Party's great.
because it's controlled for the most part.
I just love it because it doesn't mean anything until the end.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's like you suck. How bad do you suck?
Yeah, exactly. You
No
win.
stars.
It's like, oh man, were you really bad? We'll give you a pity star.
And then you win.
Yeah, you just got robbed of all your stars. Here's just some coins as compensation. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Mario Party is very cutthroat. Like I've had my fair share of playing that game. I've even played the latest one online, and if you think in person is bad, online is even worse. And I'm just like, I wish that there was proximity chat so that way you can hear other people.
Oh
'Cause
my
that would be
God,
more
the last thing I
entertaining.
wanna
Wait,
hear is
they do though.
Really?
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: that online chat it's a separate app on your phone.
yeah.
that
You
you
have
have
to
to
download
download. Yeah.
It's not like on the thing. You have to get it.
Aw.
Yeah.
You sound like a 360 mic.
Ooh.
Dude, yeah. I'm going to hear people's parents complaining in the background. Shout out to the old days.
No, when you just start cooking, you're just going to scream nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
Nightmare.
And just give them PTSD. You just give them the fear of like Warrior, Waluigi.
There you go.
Was that it for you?
Yeah, for the most part.
You mostly stuck to Xbox 360?
Yeah, I love co-op. I think that's the opposite of Chris. Chris loves single player. I'm just like, I mostly have to get into it with somebody to be like, oh, this is enjoyable for me. I think Tomb Raider is really the only one where it was like solo, and I was like, I've completely enjoyed this the entire step of the way.
I was the same way with Gears of War when I was younger. Playing with a group of people, even a split screen.
Yeah, didn't matter as long as it was like, oh, okay, it's you and your boy just hanging out doing it.
Yeah, even the fifth one with the multiplayer, then you include your drone jack as well.
What?
Yeah, for the 5th edition of Gears of War.
Oh, okay.
2 characters, and then a drone, which is named Jack, which has been like throughout the series.
Oh, I've never played Gears of War, so I don't know.
You're not missing out much.
Thank you.
Are you guys screen cheaters?
Nope.
No?
I can be.
I could if I want to, but I'm just like, nah. I would be one of those people.
If I'm losing badly, listen, I'm gonna just look at your screen and be like, okay, well, let me see what you're doing. I need to win.
Are you a screen cheater?
Huh?
He's a screen cheater, 100%.
Oh my god, I would love.
I close my left eye.
An old-fashioned tarp or something, some kind of coverage.
Oh, dude, I screen cheated all the time.
Yeah,
My brother would be so mad. I remember there was one time me and my friend were playing Halo, and it was literally both of us screen cheating, so it made it infinitely harder. And we're just like, oh, he's around the corner. Oh, peek. And then we didn't really go anywhere. I think we just gave up because we just kept looking.
Yep.
But I mean, I feel like if you're going to be playing split screen, obviously you shouldn't, but
It happens.
I mean, it's right there.
It's hard
What am
to
I
keep
going to do?
honest.
Not look at it?
Touche. You're right. I still think the funniest split screen or like even multiplayer game that's not really relevant now is like Star Wars Battlefronts.
Oh, yeah.
Like the second
Oh,
one
yeah.
sucks. But if you get a group of people just to play like the 50 on 50, it's funnier.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's how I feel like a lot of games are. I'm like, this is mid. But then as soon as you bring other people, you're like, you know what? Not bad. Not bad at all.
Well, as soon as you have somebody to share your bad experience, it gets infinitely funner.
Yeah, before I joined the podcast, I did this whole skin review on Star Wars like outfits. It was the funniest thing because we stopped, paused, and looked at a Chewbacca with a bandage, and that's like $10, $15 just to buy him.
Wow.
I'm like, EA will rob anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is true.
But you want that Chewie skin now, don't you?
No, I don't. I don't even play Chewbacca.
Oh, well, you know.
I do remember, not to cut you guys off, but I do remember a game me and Waluigi used to play back then.
Mm-hmm.
It was a co-op game, Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Oh, yeah, it was Breakpoint.
Yeah, and the interesting about it is if one person has the game, like the full game, your friends can download the demo and be able to play the full game with you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that, and I love the interaction where we both killed someone at the same time.
Yeah.
That was probably
Like
the
the
coolest.
amount of chaos that you could have in that game is just hilarious because
It is.
you can literally just travel all over throughout the entire map of the game, and it's huge. You have access to a bunch of vehicles. You have access to a bunch of weapons. You can invade enemy base, any way you want, whether you want to go quiet or you want to go guns blazing. I always go guns blazing because
was the
why
opposite.
not?
I
Because I like the chaos too, and then be like, all right, we're supposed to extract somebody, and yet there's a lot of people coming after us, and we're like wanted level 5. So
And we're just shooting everybody.
yeah. And then, we end up hitting the civilian. All right, mission failed. We got to start all over again. And then we try to go. And then you want to be like, all right, let's go. Let's try to do it stealthily. And then if one of us get caught, be like, fuck.
Yeah, this was a legit interaction that happened last year, I believe.
Yeah. We need to get back on that one.
I know, I'm down. I still got my PS5 and an Ethernet cable, so I have no excuses this time.
Yeah.
If a game has a stealth option, I will most likely always try and go for it. I will try to stray away from chaos. I know I just said I prefer chaos, but
You're full of lies.
Sorry.
Full of lies.
I do
Full of
prefer
lies.
the sneaky aspect of it because every other game, it's just chaos. Most games aren't really stealth. So I'm going to try and go for stealth.
The only S tier game that has stealth is like Dishonored.
False.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one would you say?
I would go Tom Clancy's Splinter
forgot
Cell
about those
Conviction.
games.
Oh, those are great.
Yes.
I forgot about Splinter Cell.
Specifically Splinter Cell Conviction, where he has to rescue his daughter from Big Bad or whatever the guy's name is. That I think had the best stealth system because it was as soon as you went into dark, it was like bam, you vanished. There was a little highlight of your character. It's like, oh, this is where they think you guys are, and I think it's the only Tom Clancy game where your pistol has unlimited ammo. So I remember I just used to do runs of just the pistol. Because if you put it on our hardcore mode, you just one-tap somebody, game over.
Damn.
Yeah, I loved that game a lot. Too bad it's not on PC, because I would play that all the time.
I know, that's weird that there's no PC port for it. I mean, Metal Gear Solid's also another good variation as well.
I was never into it.
What, Tom Clancy
No,
games?
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah, and I never really got into that.
I watched the gameplay. Too much chaos for me. Too much chaos for me.
I also don't know if it really counts as stealth mode, but I loved when they brought Hitman back
Yeah.
for like Xbox and everything. I loved it. I was like, oh, okay, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's a stealthy game.
I feel
I
like
would say
the
it
newer
is.
one's more sandbox related.
Yeah.
It's heavily sandbox. It's like, how are you going to kill this person and what kind of style are you doing?
Yeah, and you could make 38 options on how you want to do it, and everything was like an achievement. Like, kill him on a banana boat.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, just slap him with a briefcase or something.
Just take this fish, plant it over here, get food poisoning from the fish, and then they die without you even knowing.
I did like though that you
alright.
could you could literally take out the entire map if you wanted to, and you had the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it took a while.
Is that what you did?
Oh yeah. I was like, I have 45 minutes. Let's see if I can do
He'd
this.
come out of there with negative score because he killed all the NPCs.
You do get negative score. I think it was like a negative 50,000 or something.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
well,
That's a thing.
yeah, because you could the NPCs don't regenerate, so they have a set amount of NPCs. So if you get rid of all the ones on the map, there's just nobody on the map.
That makes sense.
Yeah, unless you call the cops.
You're
Because then there's
always
just
in
always
sneak
cops.
mode then if you kill all the NPCs.
Yeah, you're just walking around.
Damn.
I have never played a Hitman game.
Really?
I've always heard about it. I've always seen gameplay of it. It looks interesting. It's just like I never got into it because I'm always playing something completely entirely else.
Dude, I love Hitman.
Hitman's great.
I've never played it though.
I think I have it. I think I have it on one of my accounts. I don't know if I have it on my PS3
Second
or
one, I think. I have
PS4 account.
I have the OG second one on my Xbox when it was on Game Pass.
The OG second one.
Yes.
Damn.
I have not touched
Oh,
it.
actual Hitman 2, not fake Hitman 2.
Actual Hitman 2. The real Hitman.
I love it that games are doing that now. Like, for example, Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3. It's like, well, we already have Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And we already have Hitman 1 and 2. So are we not going to change the names at all? Or are we just going to be like, it's this now?
That also reminds me of how Mortal Kombat, where we thought we had Mortal Kombat as the actual one. It just didn't have a one. And then now this year it's like, oh, here's Mortal Kombat 1. But I'm just like,
Isn't there a Mortal Kombat 1?
like
Yeah, there is.
Well, no,
Like-
there's just a Mortal Kombat.
yeah, they're just Mortal Kombat. And then
Add the
after
one.
after that, you have two. So,
In all honesty, they're wrong, but they're technically right.
and I'm just like, no, this game is Mortal Kombat 12. That's what it should have been called, Mortal Kombat 12. But no, we're gonna call it 1. Like,
Yeah, they
why?
should have fixed the name.
Maybe there's just like a really small 2 after the 1, and you just haven't noticed it.
Oh, just hiding there?
Yeah, just hiding in the background of the game.
But didn't they like reset like the whole universe so it's like brand new?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's
I
Mortal
really
Kombat
hate the
1.
lore. The lore kills me.
Yeah, now it's like everything has went entirely in a new, complete direction. Ooh, that's loud. Everything went in a completely new direction. And I'm just like, interesting, but why? Because what you already had, and I'm not gonna talk about this again because I've spoken about it in previous podcasts.
This must be a hot topic.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It is. I'm just
It's
like,
an agreeable one.
like from 9, because they reboot the timeline again in 9. I was like, okay, and 9 and 10 and 11 were like chronologically okay, but when 11 came out, all right, we're gonna reset the timeline again. I'm like, why?
Because
Okay, we're
it
gonna
was a
bring
part
people-
of his vision.
Yeah, we're gonna bring people from the past, and they're gonna collide with the people in the present. We're gonna say F this timeline. We're gonna create something completely new, and then now, boom, you have Mortal Kombat 1. Why?
So they're not all connected.
No.
Not really, but they'll bring back references here and there.
yeah,
Got
and,
it.
and I'm
They,
just and
they
I'm-
have a lot of dialogue interactions. They'll like talk about themselves.
They're just trying to find the timeline that they can make the most money off of. They go, this guy's dead in this timeline. All right, new timeline. He's back. Let's bring these people in who's
Exactly. What
nowhere
happened.
even near it, like Invincible and all that.
yeah, and I'm just like,
It's exactly what happened.
But I mean, cool characters. I don't think they need a story for Mortal Kombat where it's just punch the other guy until they die. But
Yeah.
they're doing their best, and I respect it.
But how does Mortal Kombat versus DC come into this?
Wait, what?
You know, it is technically canon that the events had to happen. They even mention it in Injustice 2. I hate to say that, but it did
How does
technically
the
happen.
DC game come into this?
It doesn't. That's the thing.
That game should have never existed. I understand they were trying to go with something completely new,
You
but
don't know about that, Chris?
No, I don't even know what
Like,
you're
you know,
talking
Marvel
about.
versus Capcom was a thing.
Yeah.
They were like, how do we compete? Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh, they did that?
It was a long time
That
ago.
was
Yeah.
one of the last Midway games.
It wasn't like a, what is it, like a rated T game?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was no blood or anything.
Oh, that's not
was
cool.
There was a little bit of blood, but the fatalities were very like
Yeah.
dry.
Like somebody would get shot, but they would cut it so it was off screen, so you couldn't see him get shot.
Boo.
Yeah.
L opinion.
The funniest thing is Joker's fatality is the same as Shang Tsung's in MK9. It's just more shown on screen.
Callback.
It is hilarious, but they bring back references of that as well. It's really, really dumb. Even Sub-Zero will be brought back in Justice 2. It's like, hey, you remember that time in MK versus DC? Not like that, but they'll talk
Was
about it.
about to say.
They'll just drop like little sneak.
It's like,
sneaks.
yeah, we fought in combat. You don't remember?
Yeah, remember when I won?
I felt so much disrespect watching it. That was an eyesore. But hearing the interactions just give me like micro PTSD. It's like, yeah, I spent a few hours playing this game
Yeah.
because I did the story mode.
I remember, I think I played the story mode too, and I was like,
So dumb.
this isn't good. And then I turned it off. This isn't good.
I don't blame you.
And then the end games where it's like, oh yeah, if you beat the arcade mode, or at least if you do this, you can get Dark Side, or you can get Dark Khan, or Shao Kahn. You can unlock a character. I'm like, that sounds nice and all, but the story still sucks.
Yeah. I guess it gives you a reason to get through there. Just get to it.
Literally.
They dangle you with the nice characters and say, "Hey, you gotta play our game."
I mean, I'm sold on Omni-Man, but the game still sucks for me.
There you go.
I just like the fact that he has a huge mustache, and plus I saw Invincible, and a new one coming out soon.
I think it's airing. It's like every Wednesday. It's coming out with a new episode.
How far am I behind? Jesus.
Like maybe 4 or 5 episodes.
Let me steal someone's Amazon Prime later. That's not important now, but next episode.
We get that link.
All right. I know this was not on the topic list, but I do want to ask you guys about CP. Is it CP squared or CP2 podcast?
It was originally supposed to. It's CP squared. It's just for the title of like the channel. It's putting the little 2 is just far more confusing than just putting a regular size 2.
Gotcha.
So it's CP squared, but CP2 works too. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, so explain to everyone what is your podcast about. We want let the people know, and of course our listeners and viewers know who you guys are and whatnot.
All right. So basically, the CP Squared podcast is. Let's start off with the name. CP Squared is both of our first names start with C, and both of our last names start with P.
Yeah.
So
Damn, that's actually cool.
CP
Oh, yeah.
Squared.
That makes more sense.
It just works. CP Squared podcast. Boom.
And just really quickly, we have to thank Travis for that.
Oh yeah, our friend Travis came up with a name.
Yeah.
So
we were playing beer pong at a friend's house years and years ago, and the way we always play is we play on teams.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 and 2, and we all have to come up with team names. And me and Chris were just sitting there because we would usually start to be a team, and it was like, man, we just couldn't think of anything, like just stumped, and nothing we thought of was good. And then Travis was just in the corner, and it's like, why don't you just be CP squared? And I was like, all right, well, that's sticking forever. Thank you, Travis.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a cool idea.
Yeah, and at the time, we both had super long hair. So it was like, we would just have long hair, basically dressed the same. I have a picture on my phone where we look exactly the same. We used to go around and he'd be like, is that your brother? I'd be like, no.
Are we talking like ZZ Top, like how you guys look identical?
Almost at the time. So yeah, it was just like, well, we look the same, act the same, like the same things. Our names are the same, so I guess it's just CP squared.
That is actually a cool origin name.
As a fantastic origin.
Yeah, and the topic it's mostly just about anything that we could think of. We do con reviews. We'll do show reviews. We'll talk about games, cards, collectibles, cards and cars.
Nice.
Yeah, that gets a little bit confusing when I say, "Oh, I'm going to a card show," and "I'm going to a car show." They're like, "Which one is it?" I don't know. You go to both.
English. I love the language.
And it's mostly just a bunch of friends getting together and just having a good time talking. And I remember in the beginning, it was like a good way to memorize, to like document stories that we would have, because sometimes we'll have a story like 5 years ago that like we want to tell somebody, but now that we have the podcast documenting it, we'd be like, yo, just watch episode number 65, and it tells you in that one.
It was also originally, I think we were talking about it at the time, because as everybody grows up, it's just harder to get together. It's harder to hang out. It's harder to spend time. Everyone has jobs or going to school or something.
Yeah.
So it would always make it to where, because originally we were doing one a week. So it always made it to where like there's at least a scheduled day to hang out and do something.
That's cool.
So I was like, oh, this is just a very easy way to kind of stay connected as well. And then through that, I want to say it was maybe at the beginning of this year, we started adding gameplay to the channel. So a lot of times now we'll put out gameplay a couple times a week, and the podcast will just come out Friday. So it's kind of the best of everything.
That's dope.
Yeah, and we do this special podcast. It's every episode that ends with an 8, because I read something super like a long time ago that most podcasts only get up to episode 8 and then they die, they end out.
Yeah.
And his reasoning behind it was like, yeah, people have been doing it for a month, they don't see a progress, so they give up. And we were like, dude, once we hit like episode 8, we have to do something special, just to like be like, yeah, we made it past. And then every episode that ends in an 8, we do the same thing. It's called the keg cast. So like like those mini kegs that you see.
Yes.
Yeah, we got one of those, and the rule was, hey, we have to finish this mini keg in order for the podcast to end. So it would just be us and 4 people.
How long would it last?
Well, if it's really bad, it lasts 2 hours 40 minutes. But if it's really good, it just lasts an hour.
Yeah. So it really just depends on how good we got it. And usually it's not that good. So
Usually it's good, or how thirsty somebody is.
exactly.
Like.
Yeah.
If you just haven't had anything to eat or drink all day and you were just so thirsty, it can go by quick.
So yeah, we started doing that for everyone that ends in an 8. And then I remember we just started doing video podcast on episode 69, because funny number, obviously.
Nice.
And I think we just hit 100 subscribers, like right there. So it was like best of
Yeah.
both worlds, funny number and 100 subscribers. So has to be a video podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now it's like towards the end of the year, we're just like wrapping up stuff. We're going to do a review for Mini. That's next week. I don't know if you guys are going.
Mini already happened. It's
Oh,
regular
sorry,
EY.
not Mini, EY.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Anime
about that.
Yeah, Anime
Yeah.
EY.
I forgot about that convention.
Are you guys going?
It's been 2 years since I last went.
I don't think I'm gonna go.
Gotcha.
Because for me, I'm a bit salty because
Okay.
I wanted to do a panel
Okay.
and my panel got denied. So I was like, yeah,
Wait, why? Did they give you? Because usually they'll respond back with reasonings.
yeah. They said that it just wasn't selected or whatnot. There were other panels, so I'm just like,
Wait, what panel were you going to do?
It's just like what we usually do. We
Yeah.
like to talk to people, see how they're doing with their gameplay, like what gaming means to them.
usually just gaming stuff or whatnot.
Got it.
And for me, I wanted to do something in relation to the fighting game community culture and whatnot, and just tell people about it, since that's what I've been I've been well known for that.
Like we've been invested for like a year now, a solid like year, 2 years.
Yeah, so I want to at least share my knowledge, tell people about what it is like being a part of this community, and get not disrupt them, but
It's like a switching of momentum of what you usually do and what.
no,
Obviously invest.
Pretty much, I just want to go ahead and be like, hey, these are some of the things that don't happen in the fighting game community, especially here in South Florida. I want to at least get rid of those type of rumors or stuff like that, or negativity. Like overall, it's 100% positive. There's really no drama in the fighting game community. Smash, that's another different topic or whatnot, but
That's a whole different drama layer.
yeah, but I
in.
have them completely separate. But at least just talking about the fighting game community and how well invested I am with it, and the amount of experience that I have being in this community, I want to tell people about it and have that discussion. And yeah, they denied me, so I was like, you know what, I ain't coming.
There's Juicy's next week, right?
Yeah.
I'm about it. So Juicy Monthly is a monthly that happens up in Oviedo.
Okay.
Usually a lot of people from the Florida area, like North Florida Central, even some Southerners come up
Got
just
it.
to compete in this tournament. And it goes from it's an all-day event from 1 a.m. to maybe 1 in the morning.
Okay.
I went last year. I think I placed decently. in 2 different tournaments.
And what are you playing in it?
Guilty Gear Strive, and then I also did. I'm doing Mortal Kombat if I play this one again.
Got it.
But it's definitely a lot of fun. Like good vibes, good people. Like I've made a lot of friends surprisingly in Orlando because I'm a heavy introvert.
Yeah.
It took a while to break out of that shell with the fighting game community.
Got it.
Well, that's one of the positives, anyways.
Yeah. But to go back to what you guys were saying, like convention reviews or whatnot, I used to do convention reviews like way back, like years ago.
Yeah, I know. I used to watch them.
Yeah, it's like, I need to get back into that, but I now put myself in a position at certain conventions where instead of me going there to enjoy the convention, I'm working at the convention.
Got it.
Because I'm a part of Flynn's Arcade, so if they're working at the event, I'm also working at the event, especially when it comes when it comes to like the tournament aspect of things. So now I'm in that position. But I think next year with MegaCon, I do want to go to that convention for the very first time, experience it, and just have fun with it as well.
Oh yeah, it's a fun event.
Yeah, I think that's the best part, or one of the best parts about going is because at least we're able. I mean, it's a review, but it's kind of like our experience.
Yeah.
So we're not obviously working or anything while we're there. So it's just you get to experience the entire day, and you're like, okay, well, this was the positives, this was the negatives, and this is just how the day would went. If you're just going to go, this is what you could experience.
Yeah, that's what I want to get back into doing, is that instead of working in an event. But I ain't gonna lie, I like going to cons for free.
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, yo, that's fair, bro.
As do
That's
I.
totally fair.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's
I
the
agree.
tech. I like going to conventions for free.
I know, man. When I'm involved, it's serious. I laughed because I volunteered with him for a Smash tourney. One guy literally knew who I was. He's like, "You're gonna need this." He gives me a Yingling at like 11:30 in the morning.
He's a good guy.
Sounds like a good guy.
yeah, he's a good guy.
Sounds like a homie to me.
Yeah, it's one of the Latino brothers.
I'll take a Yingling.
And I chugged it down, and I'm checking in people for a Smash tourney. I'm like, I'm glad I got this drink. And then I'm telling people they're disqualified because they didn't show up on time because it's a single elimination tournament, which means if you lose, you're done, or if you don't show up, you're done.
Yeah, and I was very strict on it. I'm like, hey, if you are not here at this time, you're gonna get DQ'd because I'm strict about timing, and I want to make sure that the people who are already here, if they're on time, I'm gonna make sure that I don't ruin their experience. But if you're not on time, if you want to, go around, take your time, and just fuck off and do whatever you want, okay, that's cool.
I'm glad you spent your money. Pretty much.
Glad you gave me $5. It's mine now.
Yeah, pretty much. But I want to be fair.
Oh shit! It's the guy that gave me an actual drink soda.
That's
Oh,
so
there he is.
funny. What's up, guy?
Yeah, that's the guy who gave me a beer before a Smash tournament. Just to
soda?
help. Yes, that's one of my homies.
Nice.
Dude.
Yeah, so I want to at least be fair first and foremost, but I'm gonna just let them know, like, hey, if you're not here, you're gonna get DQ'd.
Yeah, you knew what time to be here.
Yeah, and of course we plaster that everywhere on social media, letting people know, hey, show up on time, show up on time, show up on time. It's on the website, it's on this other website, it's on the Start GG. I'm telling you what at the convention that, hey, be here on time, because if you're not, you're gonna get DQ'd. They get DQ'd.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not my fault.
And then everybody, why didn't you tell me?
Because it's like,
Why didn't you
Why
say
didn't you tell me what time I was supposed to be here?
because it's like, yo, I'm on a schedule. I gotta, burn through this, and I want to make sure that we are done in a timely format. If you're not here, that's on you.
And it was like 80 plus people at this tournament.
Yeah.
And there was at least a good 20, 30 people that didn't even show up. Then they come back later.
Thinning them out.
I wanted to
Can't
get another
talk.
drink, but I couldn't get it on time.
Oh, he's DQ'd.
But the funniest thing is, like, I'm glad I went in for free. Then I checked out the rave that was going on. I opened the door,
Oh no.
walked away.
Yeah.
I went in for like a minute, and then I walked away. I'm like, this is weird.
Out of all the cons I've ever been to, there's only been one good rave. And there's a rave at every con, but there's only been one good one. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. But the rest of them are always, I feel like it's very interesting because a lot of cons, it's like, I feel like the rave is marketing to just a different group of people overall.
Pretty
So
much.
it's like a lot of times you'll just walk in and it'll be like 3 people standing in a corner and then one person standing in the middle. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to leave now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, if it's just a whole bunch of nerds standing outside, you can just do that in the main hall anyways.
Yeah, but there's only one. I don't remember which con it was. It was
SuperCon.
SuperCon, where it was very packed, and it was everyone was having a good time. And I was like, oh, this is what it's like when actually people are having fun.
Oh yeah, I walked away from that.
Oh, you did?
The SuperCon?
Yes.
That's the best one.
The rave at least.
Oh, you weren't into it?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I think Otaku Fest.
That was awesome.
When I went to Otaku Fest, the one for this year, they had a rave, and I just remember there was just a smell,
Yeah.
Nice.
and I just like, yeah, I'm out.
That's why we walked away. Like,
I was like, yeah,
it smells like a Smash player. It should not smell like a Smash player at all.
yeah. And oh yeah, so was right.
Yeah,
Like,
I was just reading
the
that.
floor was shaking.
Yeah. No,
I'm just
that was
like-
on Otaku Fest. That was SuperCon. The
That was
floor was
super.
shaking.
It must have been
No,
both.
Because it was on the second floor, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Otaku Fest had the same thing too. And I remember the floor was shaking. I was
It's
just
like you feel at least a good couple
Was it
centimeters.
Super or was it Otaku?
I know the one that I went to.
I have a
wait,
feeling it's both plates.
It was both. It was so funny because we walked into the rave and he was like, "Nah, this isn't it. I'm leaving." So him and his girl leave, and I turn my car on, and I'm like, "Time to go." I'm gonna go back in. So I turn my car off. I walk back in because remember they had the rave outside too, and it was cold outside. So I was like,
yeah.
I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this. So I go back up there, and I'm like, everybody's towards the front. I wonder if it's any good. So I pushed my way up front, and it was awesome. I was there for like an hour and a half.
Was that the Otaku one?
Yeah, that was Otaku.
So I
Fest.
was at the Super one.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
You went to the Otaku one, went in, and you were like, nah. I'm like, dude, we
'cause
didn't even go in. We just looked.
Yeah,
Oh.
Otaku Fest. There was like at
My
least
bad.
an inch of shaking going on. Like,
Yes.
it made me. It made
That's
me
awesome.
like question if I should have been like an architect or anything at this point in my life. I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's really scary because I'm a construction worker, and I'm like, this is not how this is supposed to work.
Dude, that's awesome. They put bounties in the floor.
Dude, they put springs in the floor, but I think technically they do that to relieve stress. So technically
Yeah.
it's a good thing, but
Yeah.
I don't like it.
you're telling me that floor might have needed a drink or something after that. I'm
To
sorry.
relieve some stress. Yes, absolutely.
I don't like it when the floor shakes. It terrifies. I need a nice solid floor to jump on.
I don't know,
And if
man.
it's moving while I jump,
We're
that ain't it.
Floridians. We can't deal with earthquakes.
No, not at all.
Before we move on to our next topic, I do want to say that when you mentioned about when people do podcasts after like 8 episodes they like completely stop. That's true.
That is
because-
really true, actually.
because after a while, as you continue to grind and you continue put out content, you're seeing that okay, there's no growth. Then you're just like you get unmotivated. And I think with us, I would say there were times where okay, me and Waluigi we're not gonna do one, or we haven't done one in a while.
It's scheduling.
Yeah, usually it's scheduling, but once we have like a very interesting guest, and like once we have an interesting guest and we're going on with the conversation and the energy is good, then it's just like it's worth it. And it get to a point for me and Waluigi where we're not even looking at the number. We're just
Here for the person.
yeah, we're here for the person. We're here for the conversation, discussion, because I think when people listen and watch the podcast episode, they also can feel the energy that we're having amongst each other, and it makes it worth it to the point where now more people want to be on the podcast because the energy that they're getting from the conversation is overwhelmingly good, and people want to be in it and be like, you know what, hey, I want to tell my story about how I got into gaming and whatnot, and give you guys my takes on this about gaming and that about gaming. So when it comes to podcasts, especially gaming podcasts, I would say find your niche or your lane that you're very comfortable with, and just keep going. Keep going, even if it's like after 20 episodes, you're not seeing growth. 30 episodes, you're not seeing growth. Eventually, you're going to see it because you're going to consistently put it out. You're also going to be learning how to market to a much bigger audience using social media, for example, to where I'm trying to be consistent in posting, reels, shorts, TikToks, and things like that of the podcast, because that also helps with retention and then, of course, discoverability. So with that, I do agree that, after a couple of episodes, people just, they just tap out, because I'm pretty sure you guys, get this too, where people will say that, oh man, I want to do a podcast, but I just don't know how to go about it. I'm just like,
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Just do it, because it's literally trial and error. First, by the time you do it the first time versus the 80th, 90th time, you're going to be like, okay, there were a lot of things that we did differently. There was a lot of things me and Waluigi have done
Oh my
differently.
gosh. Like, there's a list.
like
Yeah.
a lot of things to a point where it's like, okay, we're now here at this level, and we don't know what the next 10 to 15 episodes are going to be like in the future. We don't even know what 2024 is going to be
hell
like
no.
for us.
We're just
But-
making these plans right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Go through with
but
it.
we're going to keep going because, you know, it's not a race. It's more so a marathon, and we've been going at it since 2020 of April.
Yeah, during the pandemic, which is one of the weirdest times to get into like anything.
Yeah.
We decided to choose a podcast because we got so much time to know each other. We talked about gaming every single time. All it took was, I said it like too many times, God damn it, but I had to find a hashtag. I found him just to message him.
Oh man.
I hunted this man down. I'm like, cool, I have my first con friend.
There you go. What I don't remember, when did we start? Was it also 2020?
It was May of 2020.
Oh,
it
there
was,
you go. We
it
were
was
a couple weeks apart.
I think
What
right
are you
around. I think right around
Wow.
April. It was funny because we recorded our first episode on one of our best friends' birthday, and then we posted it the next day.
That's so
And so, and I agree with you. I like the only way to like make a channel, and like if you want to like make it a business or just have it see growth, don't stop posting content. Never stop. At least get a schedule. Try to do one video a week or something. But because the moment you stop and the moment you fall out of it, you're not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
If you keep posting videos, you'll see growth. We didn't see relative growth until
Yeah.
episode 80.
Yeah,
Or like
I would-
80 or like 85, and then it just kind of stacks, because then once people find it, they'll go back and they'll like watch your old content, and if you have
Right.
a whole backlog and you're just constant with it, people will watch it, and people will start to enjoy what you start to do.
Yeah. Going back really quickly, I'm sorry, side note, for the thing that you mentioned about just doing it. I remember just there was so long, we would always joke about like, well, we should do one. And I remember I was at his house one day and we were like looking at like what you would have to order, because obviously like we didn't just want like headphones or something. So it sounds better. And he's like, so do I order this? And I was like, we're going to do this right now. We're either going to order it right now and we're going to commit to this, or we're not going to talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he was like, okay, add to cart. And then we started doing that. And yeah, there was at the beginning, there was times where we would miss like a month or two of anything.
Yeah.
And obviously you're not going to see growth if you're sporadically doing it.
Yeah.
So then we were like, at the beginning of this year, we're like, nah, fuck it. We're going to just like commit. So then we started to do our 1 a week, and then that's how you grow. Because it's like, what else do people like? We started doing gaming. People really like that. So continue doing that. People would always go through the shorts, and so many, you'd see like the subscriber numbers, and so many where people were so interested into shorts. So you know to do that. So it's a lot of growth. And at the end of the day, it's the easiest advice, but just make sure you like what you do. Because if you like what you do, at the end of the day, like you said, it's going to see through, and people are also going to enjoy it because they're going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say my biggest advice to anybody like trying to start something or like just post content, what I liked and we like to do bulk content. So we will get together for a day and we'll record for 8 hours, and then bam, we got like a month and a half of videos ready to go. So that way you don't have to do anything. Like I have shorts. I haven't made a short in like 2 months, because like back in September, I made like 26 shorts, and I have a short for each week all the way up to the end of the year, like already ready to go.
That's smart.
Ready to go. So if anything, I would say if you don't want to go through the grind, take a couple hours out of like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, do a couple of editing, make a couple of videos, and schedule them. Because
Yeah, that's what I started doing.
having to like go every week, do this,
or even every day.
yeah, it gets very, very repetitive. So if you just buckle down and just like, sometimes I'll stay up to like 1, 2 in the morning and just be like, all right, I'm ready. I got
Yeah,
12 videos going out. I don't have to worry about this for the next 2 months.
4 a.m, getting yelled at, Mom, I'm editing.
Mom, I'm editing. Relax. Yeah, so that's what I would say, especially for shorts, because shorts are easy.
Yeah.
Shorts, you just go funny moment, type in some subtitles, go. And then
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah, like especially with scheduling, because for me, I take at least like if we're not doing a podcast episode on Monday, then Monday is when I plan everything. Like I get everything scheduled to whatnot for the podcast, so that way I get all the content that I need posted, like done for the week. And then if we have like another episode, then hey, I have enough to last up until the new episode. So that way, hey, here are some more content I can put out, because I also do content for not only the podcast, but also do content for the arcade as well. So now like Mondays is just literally my planning day. So that way Tuesdays and Wednesdays I can just, enjoy myself, or I can continue to keep working. But yeah, like if you're going to get
Literally.
into podcasting, have a day where you're just working on the content that you've already created. Like you have a day where you create the content. Now you need a day to work on that content, and so that way you're posting it to a lot of places throughout social media, so that way everything's covered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would say definitely do not ignore Instagram or TikTok, because
Hell no.
you'll post a reel on Instagram, it'll get 170 views, like the one I posted on Friday. You'll post it on TikTok, it'll get 15,000 views, and you're like, sure, whatever.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
So different apps have that kind of effect, and they'll draw it toward your page.
Yeah.
So
Especially because at the end of the day, what does it hurt? Like, it doesn't hurt to be more out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it really doesn't hurt because all you're doing is just trying to reach a new audience of people that are, looking for the kind of content that you're putting out there, and letting them know that, hey, if you like this, then come to my main page or my main channel to where you can get the full thing, for free or whatnot.
Yeah.
Where I like to call it as micro content and macro content. Like micro content is your reels, is your shorts, is your TikToks. Macro content is your full length podcast, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on audio hosting platform. So I would just tell people who want to get into podcasting, like your podcast is your macro content. That is your bulk. That is your big main base. Now you have to get that macro and make it into micro, so that way you're just giving people samples. I like to use the theory, the food court theory, where you have someone, going around giving you a sample of their food. Why are they doing that? Is because, hey, if you like this, then come to my restaurant where you can get the full thing.
Yeah. That's a great analogy.
It seriously is, actually.
Especially because the internet is just like a food court. There are so many channels that you just need to find which one you're going to pick.
Yeah.
yeah, and if you like this channel, go down and subscribe to Silverback Senpai. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, so that's right. Best advice is to have a link
I can't
tree.
read that.
Oh, best advice is to have a link tree on your bio so people can follow different platforms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is what I was about to piggyback on. So I might not be editing as much or creating as much, but I make sure I'm like, hey, I have Silver's page on here. Make sure you follow that. But Arcade, and my own personal Twitch. I have like a whole list of things you can find me on, or find us on specifically. So I want to make sure I can back him up as best as I can, or provide any support, or even like feedback.
Yeah,
'Cause we
exactly.
will literally plan anything like from a week, a couple days, or even months ahead. We literally plan on doing like mobile podcasts in the future.
Yeah, to where we're going to take the podcast on the go, like bring our stuff to other places, since we usually do it here at Flynn's Arcade. But I think 2024 is the time where we make that pivot to, all right, we're going to start going mobile. We're going to start taking the podcast, bringing all my equipment to other places, so that way we can just set up shop and just, have episodes there. Because I understand there are people who are not able to make the drive to where we're at, especially if they're in Miami or West Palm. So for me, I would have to research on, or where are some places where I can actually bring my stuff to your place, to, at least closer to you. So that way, hey, I can bring all the podcast stuff to your location, or at least somewhere closer to you. So that way we can do an episode. And I think with me and Waluigi, one of our plans is we're going to go down to Miami to where ROK is.
Oh, yeah.
And do a podcast episode there, and eventually we're also planning on doing a podcast episode at Gamers Heaven. So
Yeah.
the
places are infinite.
Yeah, and then of course next year we're looking to do a podcast episode at CEO.
There you go.
And if you're looking for like I see you're using the Zoom soundboard. If you're looking for a mini portable one, it's called the Zoom PodTrack 4. Dude, it's like this big, 4 mics. We use that when we would travel. Fire, bro, fire. It runs off batteries, dude. Whoa. Quality XLR mics. Gas, bro. Highly recommend.
Yeah,
and it was
that's the one I plan on getting as well. So that way I have this one as my main base, and then I have a travel one, because I can literally just do the podcast off of the laptop.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that one. Super, super cool.
All right. So our next topic of discussion is, what are your current thoughts on the state of gaming? Who wants to take that one?
Florida's all right. State of gaming, guys, come on. It's interesting because I feel like one of the things that's not just gaming, it's everything. And I guess it's not really gaming, but I just feel like this thing where everything is either the best in the world or the worst in the world.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like every single game that comes out, I will get 2 people telling me that it's the greatest thing or the worst thing, and I'm like, okay, it's probably just okay. Either that, microtransactions I love that are crazy. Those are great.
Wait, what? Huh? Wait, what?
Microtransactions.
You love microtransactions?
Oh, they're the best.
Can I sit on this side of the table?
You can go ahead.
I'm joking. But yeah, it's just, I feel like a lot of things have grown to where it's like the best of the worst. And it's just like, why doesn't everybody just calm down? But as far as gaming, I'm getting much more into it now, like I said, because of Chris and the channel. So I'm actually thinking it's in a pretty good, solid place. I like the fact that it could just go on Steam now. It doesn't have to be the most expensive or the most well thought out game in the world. I could just pay my $10, get a good little 2-hour journey, and then move on to the next one.
Right.
Yeah, literally.
I'm going to go the complete opposite. I think it's terrible right now.
That sounds like the same thing. But
Well, actually, you know, I actually don't think it's that bad. I definitely think. Okay, please don't hate me.
No, we won't.
I definitely think, hey, that's my mom. Thanks, mom.
Shouts out to Bob.
Thanks, mom. So I definitely think competitive gaming is making the gaming industry worse
Yeah,
for games that are not supposed to be competitive.
I agree.
I can agree with that.
Like games like Smash Brothers, fighting games, those are all built around just advanced rock, paper, scissors. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's all
Correct.
built around a competitive standpoint.
That's correct.
Like my example again is Call of Duty. Call of Duty is not a competitive game. It's too easy. It's just not so I think and then people like adding competitive modes into games. Like there's a ranked, okay, this is going to sound bad, but there's a ranked
bad are we talking?
there's a ranked Yu-Gi-Oh game
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I played, and I only played an Exodia deck because I hate what am I trying to say?
I hate what Yu-Gi-Oh's
new
become.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I hate new Yu-Gi-Oh because new Yu-Gi-Oh is like I'm gonna summon 5 monsters,
you do the X,
transform
Y,
them
Z
together. Now we
Oh,
got
I
a
know.
Link monster and all this, and I'm like, dude, it was just one card face down, and I end my turn. And I'm like, what happened? What happened to the good old days?
back in my day.
Now it's like 8,000 HP monster. What are you gonna do? And I'm like,
Like you can literally win the game in one turn.
yeah,
I've seen so many people win in one turn. I'm like, I don't even know what you just did, but congratulations, I
I'm
guess.
gonna play chicken fight. That way you can't attack me for the next turn, and hopefully I draw my Exodia. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my god, I've watched those like TikTok clips of just Exodia getting released within the second turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think a lot of games nowadays are trying to like go towards the competitive side of games, which me and one of my friends, Mo, he's like, dude, if you're not playing games to win, like I don't want to play with you. I'm like, dude, you play games to have fun.
That's
Yeah.
very.
I don't
like,
play games to
straightforward.
stress out and like, you know, I gotta mid-max this so I get the best thing, peek around this corner. Dude, I play games to have fun, have a good time with me and my boys. You know, if I want to go and I just want to, you know, shoot you in the back of the leg and CS2, you can't get mad about it. It was pretty funny.
That is.
But I mean, there's definitely a space for it. There's definitely a
Yeah.
space for competitive game. I don't think every single game should have a competitive aspect to it. Because I think most games are just for fun, bro. You just play to have fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm definitely on both sides of the coin because I was a very hard competitive gamer for the first half of my life. So, hey, thanks, Al. Good to see you there.
Hey,
And
Shout out Al.
shout out Al. He watches all of our podcasts.
my heart.
Nice.
What a guy. And I'm also on the side of having fun for games. Like Smash Brothers is a perfect example of
Gosh.
both sides of the coin
I love Smash.
I'm so sorry.
because it is a perfect competitive game when it wants to be, but it is also a perfect fun brainless game when you want it to be as well.
Yeah.
It's a party game.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's a party game, but it has literally both aspects. I don't think it's a good game personally, but it has both. It has both sides of the coin: party game, competitive game. I don't think most games can balance it like that.
Yeah.
Like, is there another game that you guys could think of where it's like really good for the normal, but really good for competitive? I personally can't think of one.
I'm actually trying to think, and
Yeah.
no,
No, I
maybe
don't-
Mario Kart. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I considered what you just said. I was like, "What?"
Maybe Mario Party.
He just said Mario Party 4. That's so funny.
Well, I don't know who that is, but we're on the same page.
Run the fucking set, son.
For competitive and fun, dude. I don't know. That's RNG. That's the thing. You can't base competitive games off RNG
Watch
because
me.
there's no.
Yeah, did you know Holiday Monstery has like a Mario Party tournament?
Wait, what?
Who?
Yeah, they have Mario Party tournaments.
Oh, see,
Holiday
that's-
Monstery in Orlando.
Now that sounds fun.
That sounds
That's some kind of chaos
tragic.
I would get into.
I
Oh,
almost
I would
wanted
go.
Money match me right now. I'm broke right now. Maybe later.
But I'm thinking too. Like, is there a game that is competitive and also
Minecraft.
competitive?
Well, I hate to say it. That's a pretty good answer.
It's a good answer.
Because it's
I
really
hate
fun
to
for
hear that.
normals, but if you want to beat the game in 6 minutes, you got to be a pro at it, which is fair.
Like, I've never seen people so committed to Minecraft. Like, I watch these videos or like,
WarioWare.
oh my god,
That's true. You got to be really good at the mini games in WarioWare to like be a professional at it. But that's also not really like a party game, I would say.
I'm surprised you still have a Switch. Actually,
I wouldn't. Nah, I was gonna say Mario Kart, but that game's competitive.
yeah.
That game's
Well,
competitive.
yeah, you always want to win,
Yeah. So it's just like,
but
I would say Smash is like the perfect balance of the two.
yeah.
It is.
But now that you do say Mario Kart, you can, but everything you say, I'm just gonna add on to it.
I hate it here.
That you could,
Maybe if you do
because
battle.
you could do game modes now. You could like set game modes, what things you want to use.
Oh yeah, the balloon
But then again,
pop thing.
it is pretty good. You do want to be first place. So yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's no fun in that.
Well, once you're 2 down in the order, I don't need to win. I just got to make sure you don't win.
Just blue shell somebody. You're good.
I don't need to be number 1 as long as you're not number 1.
if you're not first, you're last.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, you don't have to be the fastest runner. You just can't be the slowest.
That's fair. In a party setting, I definitely think it's more just about just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because I'm right there with you. Like, not every game needs to be competitive, but when you see so many games that are coming out and they're trying to get into the competitive scene, especially with esports and whatnot, like, I don't think esports is going to go anywhere anytime soon. I think it's still going to continue to thrive, but there just needs to be more better ways to thrive and to continue to thrive for years down the line. But not every game needs to be a competitive game, because when it comes to Call of Duty, I miss the days when Call of Duty wasn't like competitive, but it was just like stupid, brainless
It's
fun.
just mindless.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those days I miss and I adore a lot. And I remember when I used to be so heavy on Apex Legends, and
Oh
then
my
I
god, I remember those days.
yeah, and then I completely stopped because it was just like, at the point it was like, I'm not having fun with this game anymore. Even on a competitive level, even at a level to where I just want to have like stupid brilliance fun, it's like it wasn't fun for me. So I was like, you know what, I think I'm done with Apex, and I think I'm done with like competitive shooters. I still want to try out X Defiant, but I don't even know when the hell that game's ever gonna come out.
I did want to try out the finals.
Yeah.
Okay, it ended yesterday, but the finals it's a fun game because again, it's leaning more towards the competitive side, but it's also like brain dead. Like they have these goo grenades that you could just throw at people and then they're trapped. Dude, I love doing that.
I saw the clips
Yeah,
of
like
someone just
I like
breaking
games.
shit.
I like games where it's just like you can have fun with it and not take it competitively seriously, or you can take it competitively seriously. Like, I want a balance of both, but most games, especially first-person shooters, are going more towards the competitive route. Even when I play Fortnite, which is very, very rare, when I played the no build mode, I was having stupid amount of fun with it, because it was like, now I don't have to worry about building some kind of skyscraper because I'm ass at building. Now I can just focus on just gunning the person down, and I don't have to worry about them trying to build up a big ass house.
I miss when the most competitive thing I saw in Call of Duty was the map vote.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That was the most competitive thing, because oh boy, if you did not vote what people wanted,
Oh, there would be slurs flying left and right, and it was
definitely,
over.
definitely.
Hell yes.
dude, just put me on terminal.
Just put me on terminal, and then you'd be like, I've never heard that word. What are you talking about?
I just love the trick shots that everybody just committed to. Those were the old days.
Oh, I was one of those people.
Me too.
I was one of those people who would always, like, I loved we played Modern Warfare 2 a lot, but all those games, I was just like, whenever I was bored of playing the game, I would immediately go to gun game and use knives only.
Yeah.
I was just that guy.
Oh, you demoted everybody.
That's awesome. You're the best.
Yeah, I just remember because everyone would be like, "Dude, you're so bad." I would end the game with 30 kills. I'm like, "I just killed you with a knife. How am I bad?"
Yeah. You guys had guns.
It's like you missed.
I was literally at the bottom of the scoreboard, but like most kills, I was like, "How this game's broken? How'd I lose?"
Yeah. That's probably how it works, though.
Dude, people get so mad. Why'd you knife me? I have a pistol. Oh, had to be done.
It's easier to knife you.
I remember how people got super sweaty in Search and Destroy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That was probably one of the best worst game modes.
I didn't like it because I'm like,
Really?
Well, because it was mostly like, well, everybody go sit in their houses for 20 minutes. Let's
Everybody
see.
go sit in their house.
Let's see who picks a head up first.
You know what was actually fire in Modern Warfare 2019? They had this game mode called Cyber Attack, and it was like search and destroy. But if you went to your friend's body, you could revive them.
Oh.
So it was like a good twist on it. And I think either side either side couldn't pick up the bomb. It was still attack and defense. Okay, so but it was the revive mechanic was super busted. Cause my strat, I was like, dude, I am revive man. Don't you guys worry. I'd run around with a riot shield. And the thing is, with the riot shield in that game, you could walk up, revive them. It says your riot shield disappears, but to them, you still have it up.
Yeah.
So they could just be shooting you. You're just reviving your friend. Bam, your teammate pops up. I remember I ended the game with 36 revives and 0 kills. And I'm like, bro, imagine losing to somebody with no kills. Couldn't be me.
And then your score is just suddenly the highest.
I have fucking 32,000 points top of my leaderboard with no kills.
The most peaceful way to do it.
I don't take lives. I help them.
You have no enemies.
I have no enemies here. They have beef with you, not me. If I could revive you, I would. But before we go too far on the esports thing, I definitely think I agree with you that the esports probably won't progress as they think it will, mostly because most esports games aren't that enjoyable to watch.
I can
True.
agree with
Like
this.
they are good to play if you're really into that competitive side of the games, which
It's already hit or miss. Like you
Yeah.
already have to hit a niche
Yeah.
for the people who are competitive, and then you have to hit a smaller niche for this isn't competitive and I like to watch it.
yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I think the way
It's like a subgroup within a subgroup that you have to find.
Personally, that's why I think League of Legends is like the top esports game for a while, because even if you don't know what's going on, you could kind of figure out like, oh, this guy killed that turret. They must be doing something. And then once you do know the game, it's like, oh, okay. Now I know that there's money balancing. Got to get this. Got to get Baron, Dragon. There's ganks. So I feel like you have to. It has to be a game that is fun to watch for people who don't know and people who do know.
Yeah.
And I feel like League is a good example of that, because you can just watch it and be like, hey, they're pushing. And then for CSGO, I'd probably say the same thing, because it's like, hey, if this guy dies, he wins, and if this guy dies, he wins. But then in CSGO, it's like they have all these weird strats, like smoke, run boost, and all that, where like some people will be like, this guy just spun around, did a flash, and one-tapped that guy that I didn't even see. So like, I don't even know what's happening. But there has to be a good balance in order to have a fan base to watch it, I think.
That's true. Like, I've been competing for a while, going to majors and such, but the people that attend a stadium to watch League of Legends, those people scare me. They get nosebleed seats for X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Or front row just to watch somebody sweat on a PC right in front of them.
Yeah. And then you just look at the big screen of what they're doing.
Yeah, well, that's why fighting games, I think, should be a bigger esport, because for somebody who doesn't know anything about fighting games, not me, I'm just saying like an example.
Yeah.
Like somebody watching it, you see this guy get his ass absolutely handed to him, you're going to freak out because that was insane what he did. Like, you don't even have to know that whole wombo combo was hard.
Yeah.
You just go, man, that guy just got beat. So you're freaking out. So
you
I
just
feel like
see,
that.
like, some
I feel like
violence.
that should be a bigger esport for some reason, but it's not.
Yeah, and I think it's solely due to community.
Yeah.
Yeah, community.
it's community.
Mostly
Esports was a mistake.
FGC Sports was a mistake.
I think community, and then of course I know like certain games, of course that cannot be put out there in the big screen, especially games like Mortal Kombat where there's like a lot of blood and gore. But as far as the I'm thinking.
Like, didn't Marvel vs. Capcom get basically shut down as far as esports go?
It's still alive for some.
Yeah, it's still alive, and then
Which is shocking.
It's still alive. I think it's more so like licensing, from publishers to like, hey, we want to run this tournament of this game, and we want to make sure that we're okay, because most of the companies, they want to protect their IP.
Yes.
Primarily, prime example, Nintendo.
Nintendo. I was just about to say that.
Nintendo. So they're gonna have like some strict measures on. All right, if you're gonna put this on a big screen, do it for esports or whatnot, then there's certain guidelines that you're gonna have to meet in order for them to be like completely okay.
They're
with
really,
it.
really dumb.
Yeah. But it's, as I said, they want to protect their IP. It's more so of that, and
Yeah, it's all business.
yeah, and then of course,
If there's money involved, it's going to be a problem.
yeah, of course,
Yeah, so
because if anything, if it was under Nintendo, they would make sure like it's free. They would be fronting more of the money, fronting more of the venue cost or whatnot. Cool, because hey, you're a $1 billion company, you can do that.
Yeah.
But for grassroots, it's very hard to do that because of venue fees ain't cheap. The internet in the venue is not also cheap. Then of course, the staff you're gonna have to pay, prize payout, getting the hardware for all the consoles and whatnot. So there's like a lot of financials that go into big FGC events that people don't take into consideration. And do I think it'll happen one day? Possibly, but again, it all comes down to the community, especially online.
Oh,
We
Yeah.
hate to say
Yeah.
online, but yeah.
Yeah, like the community can be toxic.
Extremely.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, also the rules to run something like that from Nintendo are, I think some of them are reasonable, but some of them are wild.
Yeah.
Like there's some where like, oh, the host can't make more than $10,000
A year.
Yeah, and then there's some that are reasonable. It's like, oh, you have to play on original hardware. There can't be any mods. And I'm like, yeah, that's reasonable, fine, I guess. It's like, oh, you have to use our controllers. And I'm like, that's hard to regulate, but we could try to do that. And then it's like, oh, you can't have. It's like
I think
you
they
can't
said
have
you
like
can't have
less
food and
than
drink.
50 people or something like that, or more than 200 people. And if you have more than 200 people, you have to do groups of these, or something like that. And it's like, oh, you could do a small tournament that's more than 50 people, but it has to be split up in the groups to not really be more than 50 people. So it's like you have to jump through a ton of hoops and then pay all this money to not get a lot back, except for the entertainment of hosting and the fulfillment of hosting,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So I personally think it shouldn't be like that. They should be like, yeah, if you want to use our thing, just don't make us look bad. And
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
make as much money as you want. Obviously, we're gonna take a percentage of it, or something.
Yeah.
But like limiting it to 10,000 like a year,
yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah.
Some people do that for a living,
crazy.
and then they're done. They're out of jobs
Yeah.
now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And they can't have like a prize pool of a certain amount. It's crazy. I read the rules like when they posted it. It was wild.
Yeah, and for tournament organizers like myself, I'm just like, well, I guess we're just gonna have to do things the old way and just go dark.
Yeah.
Go dark.
It is what it is.
Go dark and be like, hey, Nintendo, we respect you, but we not agreeing with you on this one. Like, no.
Yeah. And you'll still have people doing
We'll go
content.
dark. We'll go underground. We'll start hosting Smash tournaments underground where you're not going to see it or whatnot. So yeah,
It's a fight club.
I agreed.
Literally.
If you're not gonna respect us, we're not gonna respect you.
yeah.
Because right now they're just like, nah, just stay down there.
Yo, you know what's funny? They literally said you're not allowed to have food or drink in the venue.
Yeah.
Imagine getting your ass beat going 0-2 and you can't get a drink. You're just gonna stay salty.
damn.
That I felt that pain just thinking about it.
Oh no.
Well, my
didn't
issue
even
is I
think
went
about
0 and 2 because I had a drink, so I have to blame something because it wasn't me.
Oh, of course.
So the option for like
So it wasn't me. It was just, my morning routine was different that day.
Yeah, it was the drink. It wasn't me. It was the only time that I ever played in a Smash tournament.
Oh yes.
I played against a Sonic that would not stop running. He wouldn't attack. He just run around the map, jumping around, and I'm like,
the most disrespectful way
I
to play.
don't know what's happening. So I quickly got rid of him. after like minutes of just like chasing this guy around. Finally won that match. I was like, oh, thank God, dude, don't want to play that kid again. So I go on the next one, and I got cheesed by a Lucas who did nothing but edge guard. He'd grab me, throw me off, and then just do his PK thunder off the edge. And I was like, are we going to play the game? What's happening? Are we playing? And the guy's like, we are. And I was like, all right, cool. I just unplugged my controller and I left. I was like, all right, whatever. I guess we're not playing.
Well, yeah, because I think I was at that same tournament.
you were in the same tournament.
I think we both got to round 2, and I was just like, okay. And then I lost. And I was like, okay. And then that was it. Because I'm not very try hard on it. Like, I just like the game, so I'll play it. But I'm like, I don't expect to make it anywhere near far in this tournament. So I was like, round 2.
I didn't expect to get far in the tournament either. I just thought we were going to play the game.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but that's what happens. I feel like once you get to that point, I think we talked about it earlier, where you try so hard, to me it just saps the fun out of it. Because I'm like, I don't care if I lose realistically, because I wasn't there to win, like I said, but I at least want to enjoy my time. It was not enjoyable.
Oh, no. All right, our next topic is you had to be there moments. What are some moments that you guys can share with us? Like, yo, you had to be there for this moment.
Online, offline, something crazy. Something you've
Give
witnessed.
us 2.
Do you want to go first?
No, because I have to think. I have a terrible, terrible memory.
Yo, I definitely do that first day when Halo Reach came out. I just remember having like a blast at that game, because it was they had they had Forge World, the new Forge, and that was like my second Halo game, because I got like the Halo bundle, the Halo 3 and ODST, the bundle. So I kind of jammed those 2 into one. So I had Halo 3 and ODST, but in my mind they're the same game. And then Halo Reach was like the game that I played constantly, like over and over. And just those days, I'm just so fond of those days, coming home from like middle school, loading up Halo Reach, just playing for hours. Me and my brother, we had a really old, big brown, like, you remember those really big flat screen TVs that would sit on the ground? We had one of those, plug in the analog in the back. You know, adjust the color. So you could so you had to see like, red, blue, green, have them line up. Dude, me and my brother would play that for hours and hours. It was such a good time in my life that I was just so fond of. I definitely think Halo Reach, if you missed like the first opening days of Halo Reach, you missed a glorious time in gaming, because like back then it was like I felt like there was like no drama. It was just perfect.
Yeah.
And then I would say maybe after that was the first time I won a League of Legends tournament.
Oh my!
Just that euphoria of just like, man, I worked so hard for this.
8 months.
8 months.
The 8 months worth of games.
And
of
just
gaming.
it was so good. And then I got the limited edition Riot Ward that you only got from tournaments. So like, I'm one of the only people in my friend group who has that ward.
I think you're like the only person I know that has that award.
Yeah. And I mean, it's really just nothing big. It's just really just fond memories for me. It's nothing like insane that would happen at like a convention or anything. Just like really, really personal moments for me, especially like me and my brother playing Halo. That was top tier.
Oh, that's awesome.
What about you?
I mean, I would have to kind of stole my answer. I would have to say, because I don't have like a specific moment where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. It's incredible. But I would have to say, yeah, like I said earlier, definitely getting home for Reach. And you just, like I said, you get on, you just meet a group of people and you just run through the night. It was just such great days. That, or I would have to say, when me and my brother play Smash, because it's like we usually do dittos like to start. So we're like, why not? Because we usually do Falcon dittos off the bat. So it's just like, all right, well, let's just have fun with this. And it's just like either coming back, like it'll be like, oh, all right, well, today is not my day, and then coming back out like to do 3 stocks in a row or something, or just hours we would just spend online like switching between characters, or like Smashdown where you gotta just go through the whole roster. So it's just like not really a specific moment, but just times where it's like, damn, that was a lot of fun. I'll always remember those times.
Well, again, like for that, it always goes back to like the childhood memories.
Yeah.
Like really, really early out of school, maybe you'll like skip a day of school. You just play games. That's what I did a lot, mostly. Those days where you would skip school and play your game all day. You get to play with the people who also skip school, and the people who like are in a different time zone and don't have school. I always thought that, like, in my young mind, I was like, man, there's other people on. Like, when I'm not at school, like, these people are on. What are they doing?
I remember those days.
Like, my
too.
little pea brain was like, what are you guys doing? How are you guys skip school too? And I like didn't think that like these are grown people that I'm playing with.
Oh
I love Chris gets online. Why are you guys online? You know I wasn't online.
Yeah.
Why are you online?
The world revolves around me. As soon as I hit that button, everyone gets online.
They get a little notification. Well, here, I guess it's time to now leave science class.
And then you'd meet those friends that you'll never like. There's this one guy, I only know him by his gamer tag. It was E-Man, and we would play Halo and Call of Duty all the time together. I never knew the guy's name. We would play for like almost like 2 years straight, and then one day he just dropped off the face of the earth, and I never saw him again.
Hopefully he's doing well.
Those are always the hardest, where like you make an internet friend and
Yeah.
you become good friends, and you only know you only know each other by their gamer tag, like nothing else, and then bam, they go offline. Never say goodbye to them. Nothing. Never even like knew the person. Like I could put a face to the person. I personally find that really sad because I've had a couple of friends like that where I've only known them online and then they vanish.
Yeah.
They went to
But that was
PlayStation.
mostly on Xbox. Now it's like Discord. It's like, yo, cam up on Discord, bro. Where are you? He's like, bro, I'm in Canada. I was like, cool. I know you now. You're now my friend. So the times have changed. Back in the old days, I definitely think gaming, like in the early 2000s, was like the pinnacle of gaming.
Yeah, I agree.
I just feel like there was less drama.
Yeah.
I feel like it was all
Well,
easier.
there was probably drama, but I feel like we were too old to understand or even just care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think at that time there were like so many games that were just like coming out around the early 2000s, just pumping out. You had the PS2, then shortly after you had the GameCube, and then you had the Xbox. And if you weren't playing online, you were okay because you had offline and you could play games with your friends. Walk over to each other's houses or bike to each other's houses and whatnot and just play for hours and hours and hours. I remember when Halo 3 dropped and me and my guys were like, yo, where's everybody? We literally came to the school. It was like half the school is not here when Halo 3 came out. And I told the story before, like when Halo 3 came out, half the school was not in school. You're just like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't forget that. That's fine.
And it was like, they're like, bro, didn't you not hear? We're like, what? Halo 3 came out. Oh, it's like, you want to go play it? I was like, now? He's like, yeah, we can just go home.
yeah.
Say less.
Bet, bro.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Say less. Let's go because he had the Xbox 360. He had Halo 3. He also had 4 controllers.
Yeah.
And in the other room, we had Smash Melee going on. So we're just like,
Oh, that's a party.
yeah, let's go.
That's
There
a
you go.
party.
Oh, that's fun.
It was like that for GTA 5 in high school for me because I think I was still like middle school when Halo 3 came out, or maybe like transitioning between elementary and middle school. But in high school, like maybe freshman year or sophomore year, it was GTA for that. Like as soon as GTA Online came out, nobody was at school. I wasn't one of them. I went to school, sadly. I remember coming home, doing the update, and then seeing all of my friends were already online playing for multiple hours. I remember going to my English class, and I swear there was this amount of people in my English class and the teacher. It was me and 4 other girls. They're like, where's everybody? I'm like, they're playing GTA 5 online. They're like, why aren't you home? And I was like, because I had to take a test.
I had to take a test.
And my teacher was like, well, here's your assignment. And then she'd sit down and then she'd pop over her DS and play Pokemon.
bro.
So she understood because she was a gamer too. But
She was also mad that she was there.
oh yeah.
She's like, why are you here? Because I'm like, the
could've
teacher's like,
played.
because you're stupid. I had to give you the test. Why are you here? I got to take a test. Why are you here? I had to give you the test. Only if you had passed it the first time.
Oh man.
Shout out to Jen.
Yeah. Shout out. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
That is.
We're can't talk. Oh, and Skyrim. Skyrim was another game where it was like that, where
Oh, yeah.
11, 11, 11. Everybody said school. No, that ain't it.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was me.
I remember I didn't know about Skyrim when that came out.
It was
I
a
just
myth.
remember everyone coming and be like, bro, I got my lock picking up to like 35 yesterday and my stealth to 60. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Dude,
That's
I
cool.
pre-ordered it. I still have my map of Skyrim.
Deadass, that's awesome.
That's serious. It was folded into the box. I still have it preserved.
I still have my strategy guide of Skyrim. That big ass book that they gave you when you pre-ordered the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I still got it.
I miss pre-orders, and they would give you a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they just pre-order and they give you an unfinished game.
Yeah.
They just give you
Literally.
They give you the box, not even a disc.
Yeah.
They give you fucking skins.
They go,
man.
here's a suggestion of what the game might be.
And I was like, oh, well, damn. Now I just like, man, it's so sad. I miss it. So cool.
I remember when pre-ordering games was a big deal.
Oh yeah,
And
it was.
You, like you said, you
would line up at GameStop to get your pre-order.
Yeah, you
Literally.
get the statue, the map, like a book. Then
Yeah.
you get like the big fucking box of the game, not the original small one.
I remember when games would come out, it was so funny. I don't remember the game specifically was, but me and Nick we went to the GameStop we went to the GameStop by our house, and then it was like we would go and be like, hey, can we pre-order 2 of these? And they'd be like, nah, we're out. So then you would have to go back to the car, call GameStop to see if they still had available pre-orders, and then drive around. I was
Oh,
like, it's
man.
just the good old days part.
Literally.
Where you couldn't do it online. It was all you had to go
No, you had to
there.
go in for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did a midnight release. Did you guys do a midnight release? of
Yeah,
anything?
Yeah.
I did Halo, I think.
I've done 2 in my life.
Like go to the store at midnight and get the game.
The latest one I did was Pokemon. What was it?
They still do them?
Yeah, Violet. I think.
Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet.
Yo, you're a Violet guy
No, I
or
was
Scarlet?
I was Scarlet.
Boo.
I left it preserved, and then I returned it just so I could get my money back for Street Fighter.
Oh,
And you went for midnight
well,
to
yeah,
return
you got
it?
Scarlet. That's why.
No, I went like almost the expiration of when you can return it. I
Oh,
think
got
it's
it.
like- I think it was like
Like a month.
Yeah, the 28th day. I'm just like,
Oh man.
That was the thing that you picked up at midnight?
Yeah.
I like that you were there at midnight to not open it to return it.
yeah,
You waited to return. Okay, that's cool.
yeah. I waited just because of Street Fighter. I'm like, when is it going to release and when can I use it?
Yeah. I think the 2 things that I really remember going to get was I think it was I want to say it was Saints Row 3, wherever you become president, but like they had the big box. Like they had the huge box and you got the dubstep gun, like the actual
Oh,
gun, and you got the
yeah.
GAT statue. Remember I bought that immediately, so I pre-ordered that. And I want to say it was Reach or 3, where it was like the big book, like it came with the book that you
Yes.
opened, the legend version. I was like, those are the 2 that I remember going to get for pre-order.
That might be 3 because I don't remember Reach having something like that.
I don't remember. Maybe
What
I
else
thought it was
pre-order?
Reach though.
What else did I pre-order?
I know. Oh,
Oh, I was an idiot. So back then, I pre-ordered the My Hero Academia fighting game that came out.
That's a fold.
And it was the same day as Red Dead Redemption 2. I played it for like a month and I realized I fucked up, but I should have got Red Dead Redemption 2.
I love Red Dead. Great
I
game,
did, I did too. The multiplayer was fun back then when it was still a beta.
dude. I love the multiplayer to that game.
Yes.
It was so much fun. It was
The
like,
funny
oh,
thing is,
yes.
all I did was fish.
that's all you had to do.
Exactly.
I
I
feel
just
you.
chilled, just tuned out to the music, just played fishing games. I was having the time of my life.
Absolutely.
I might just do that later.
I folded real hard and I bought Battlefield 2042 Gold Edition for $100.
That sounds
And
I didn't buy gold edition. I just bought the standard edition,
Oh.
but I was disappointed too.
here's the thing: I bought the Gold Edition because it's like you get every battle pass for free, and I was like, "Bet I'm gonna play the shit out of this game." I played it for 3 hours, and none of my friends wanted to buy the game, and I was like, "Well, I can't play by myself."
Yeah.
And then I stopped playing. But now they're all like, "Yo, let's get Battlefield 2042. It's like $20 now." I'm like, "I've spent $100 on this game."
Well, you were there before it was cool.
Did you get every battle pass?
I didn't even open the game after that. I'll
get
be
it
honest. I
immediately.
played it. I went, I'm never gonna play this game. Uninstall. There's a couple things like that. Like I'll buy games and I'll just let them sit in my thing. Like I bought Dead Space 2, just sitting there.
Awkward.
There's a couple games in there that I've bought and they're just sitting there.
Okay, same.
And they're like,
You and I both.
what'd you say?
You and I both.
Yeah, it's a bad habit.
I have like 6 different games, 4 for the PS5 and 1 for my Xbox still.
Do you do this thing where like I'm super hyped for this game, I'm gonna buy this game, and then you play it for 3 hours and then that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that for Nier Replicant because my favorite game of all time is Nier Automata.
Great game.
Love that game. I've beaten that game multiple times. I got all 26 endings.
There's 26 endings.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Every letter of the alphabet. A through E are the main ones, but E is like the true one.
Okay.
And then all the other ones, it's like, oh, eat a fish, and since you're a robot, the oil from the fish clogs up your gears and you die. So, it's like stuff like that. And then it's stuff like, oh, you killed a main NPC when you shouldn't have. The game ends. So that's like J or something.
Damn, that's so random.
Yeah, so there's a couple of them that are random, and then there's a couple of them where it's like, hey, you were just standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. You just malfunctioned, died, and you're like, how do I even get this? Yeah, but I've done that with Near Replicant, Battlefield. Those are the most recent ones that I could think of. But I was really excited for Near Replicant because it's the prequel to Near Automata, and I love Automata so much. It's my favorite game. That I was like, I'm so hyped to go back and play this. I played it. I almost got through like the first ending because it's one of those games that has 5 endings as well.
Yeah.
And I just stopped and I never played it again. And I'm really sad because I want to finish it. I'm not. We had this conversation the other day. I'm not really a fan of open world games. I'm more of a take me on an adventure through a storyline that I could connect to, and that's what Nier did. It took me. People like to say that they love Nier because it's very philosophical and it goes through all that. I like it because this is gonna sound so dumb.
Go on.
I love it because the way it makes me feel.
That's a valid.
Because there's nothing wrong with that.
There is.
It makes me feel like happy to love someone. Because should I just spoil the game?
Go for it.
Meh.
Spoilers if you don't want to do Nier. Because in the end they couldn't be with each other because they gave up their lives to protect humanity, but robots are putting them back together, but just their bodies. Their conscious is gone. And I was like, damn, the one that they love, they can't be with each other, and they did it for the better of humanity. Damn. That might sound super corny, but I'm almost tearing up thinking about it right now because I love that shit. And I was like, it feels so good to love somebody like that.
Damn. That hit me in the feels right now.
Damn.
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta wipe my tears away.
Chris is just like, so how do I forget my memories? That was the part he cried about. He's like, I want to be them.
It's like me and
that game also came in a pretty good time in my life because at that time I didn't believe love was real. So there was a.
It was just
my ex made me like a DVD of oh, these are all my favorite songs. You should listen to them. And I was like, no, I don't want to listen to stuff that you did it. And it just came. I don't know. It just came at a pretty good time in my life.
My Chemical Romance in there.
No, it's all pretty sappy songs.
Oh God! So you can say love was near you.
Oh God.
Yo,
damn.
Someone appreciate my
joke,
puns. Let's fucking go.
There you go.
oh, dude, good stuff.
Thank you. I have a whole shit ton.
Chris is crying. It's 40 years in the future. He's like, I got ending E. Everyone's like, what are you talking about?
I'm dying on my deathbed. Ending E. Glory to mankind.
Luckily, it wasn't Q. I hated that ending.
It's gonna sound like a national treasure theory going on.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
So funny. Yeah, I don't know. I like that game because it makes me feel nice.
Well, shout out to that game then.
Yeah, good game. It's a game that I want to play on the channel, but it's not. It's a very story driven game, so it's you can't really play and then talk over the same time.
You're just watching and narrating what they're narrating.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They said that because this and this and this. It's not one of those games that you play for channel.
I feel you.
All right, last topic before we go. Your gaming pet peeves. Give us 2 before we end it.
It can be anything gaming related.
Anything gaming related?
Yeah.
Anything gaming related. What you don't like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
It's gonna make you think.
Well, I already said I don't like when games try to force competitive on you.
Or microtransactions.
Here's the thing.
I feel like those are the easy, obvious ones.
Yeah, those are obvious ones. But
Let's see what you guys
microtransactions,
think.
if they're only cosmetic, set. Those are fire. If they give you an advantage of the game, not worth. If it's only a shirt or a color, I'm down with it.
Huh.
But it's something I don't like about. That's the one thing when you send me the topics list, I'm like, dude, I don't know. Because I've already talked about how much
it's not even a pet peeve. I would say. I guess it is technically a pet peeve. I guess my one would be that I love trailers that don't match at all. Do you know how many stream or Steam games I look at and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You see action and everything's happening. People are running around, they're talking, and I'm like, okay, this is just a visual novel somehow. How did we end up here? Everything on Steam just ends up being a visual novel. That is, I guess, my pet peeve. Because you'll look at it and it's like, this looks awesome. And then the trailer will happen, and it will not tell you that at all. It will be everybody running around. You'll see cutscenes, action, and then you know how you could press like the next arrow so you see images of the game. It's just all people talking with their little dumb face in the corner in the text box, and I'm like, man, I'm not getting this anymore.
You're like, ooh, visual novel,
How
not
many
about
things
it.
we've accidentally installed and then realized it was a visual novel?
Oh, there's been multiple games that we're like, we're gonna play this for the channel, and then it's like
Those
2
point-
hours of text, and we're like,
This is not what you said it was.
this
Oh,
isn't
you're
what
talking
it
about
was
the point and
advertised.
click bullshits, aren't you?
Yes. Well, yeah, just like the visual novels where it's all just talk based, and then you go to the next picture, and then it's just two people talking. You go to the next picture.
Oh god, visual novels are a nightmare.
So yours
Yeah.
is just false advertisement, eh?
Stop false advertising, people.
Which I mean is fair.
I want your trailer to be boring text talk.
Yeah, I would hate if the trailer spoils the game.
If it spoils the game,
If it spoils the game.
I gotcha.
Like Mortal Kombat 1 literally was all the trailers of every scene that happened. Every significant scene.
It's like you were there then. You didn't even have to play it.
I know. But I had to grind to get my shit.
I feel you.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Besides the competitive of being forced down your throat, I mean, that's really the only thing that I got.
Okay.
Oh, maybe this might just be a computer thing of basically how every game is like requires more and more power to play. And like, I just bought a brand new computer 2 years ago, and 2 years ago it was top of the line, like 3080 Ti, the whole nine.
Oh.
And now it's like, yeah, we know we just released the 4080 last year, but how about we do another one this year? And I was like, no. I just got a brand new one. I don't want to. And then now, like two years down the road, games are going to be like, 3080 is the minimum that you need. And be like, bro, what? I just got this. So I think it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good that games are getting more powerful and do that. But it's a pain to keep up with gaming. It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I agree.
So that would probably be my pet peeve of that.
All right.
What would you any pet peeves?
Nothing recently except for companies that can't back up what they say, like NRS, for example.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious, just like when they promised a real game, but then they keep adding bullshit
Yeah.
and nerfing characters that don't even need to get nerfed.
Yeah.
And they listen to the wrong side of the community.
Of course.
Wait, what's your least favorite genre of a game?
Visual novel.
Is that a genre? I feel like
Yeah,
that's
it
a
is.
type of game. Is that a genre?
Yeah.
I would say my least favorite would be puzzle games.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Not a big Tetris guy.
No, I love Tetris. I love Tetris.
Oh, same. I did Puyo Puyo Tetris.
That's fire.
That's a good
That's a
game.
good game.
It's fucking insane.
I love Tetris, but it's just that's a genre I'm not into. I would also say racing as well. Like I kind of completely fell off on that.
I only like Need for Speed Most Wanted. I think it's the only racing game I really love.
2006 Need for Speed Most Wanted for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I listened to that soundtrack on the way to work yesterday.
Okay,
Don't know why.
I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at you guys. I'm
Puzzle
looking at
Fighter
Silver.
2? What's that?
Puzzle Fighter 2. Oh, that shit. That's basically like a Street Fighter version of like Tetris and shit, or Bejeweled.
Well, that
Oh,
that
I
doesn't
like-
sound that fun.
I like it.
It's kind of boring, low key, but it is fun. But you know what? Nobody has said this in the podcast, but dating simulators, like the fuck is up with another point and click game?
Could it be me?
Has you talked to other people? Like Dead by Daylight made their own dating sim.
What? Huh?
Yeah,
Oh.
where you can date the other monsters.
Oh, shit.
Dead by Daylight made it?
Dead by Daylight.
What's the name of it so I could avoid it?
Yes, I forgot the name actually.
Yeah.
Then everyone was obsessed with one about the KFC Colonel. How the KFC actually had
That one was cool.
That was funny as hell. Then they have an Adam Sandler. Like, why are all these dating sims existing all of a sudden?
What about Doki Doki Literature Club, where
Fuck
it was
that shit.
secretly a horror game?
Actually, I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
You don't know about Doki Doki Literature Club?
Well, now you have a reason to play
hey,
it.
you want a spoiler?
Why not?
All right, so Doki Doki Literature Club, it was disguised as a dating game where you're a guy and you go to a literature club and you meet these 4 girls. And basically I forced my brother to play this. It was so funny. So funny. I traumatized that little guy's ass. And I'm basically you're just playing a dating sim, and then weird things start happening. Like you start seeing some words glitch, some people like move sporadically and stuff. So basically you're with your childhood friend and the game forces you to kind of be mean to your childhood friend and like not pick her to like be your dating partner. And in the end, it cuts to this really horrible scene of your childhood friend hanging in her bedroom. Like when you go to pick her up in the morning, it like cuts to that. There's glitches everywhere. The music turns warped, and he's like, "No, this isn't what I wanted." And the game cuts and it restarts. And now there's only 3 girls.
What?
And your friend Sayori, is now out of it. So now he's like, "Man, I really wish I had somebody to walk to school with. I feel like I had a best friend." And it like cuts to school, and then one by one, the characters in the game get killed off because the main girl Monica is secretly controlling the game and modifying their internal, I don't know, digits or whatever to make them suicidal and kill each other. Yeah, it's wild. It's a good game, so you should play it.
Why not? That seems unsettlingly fun. And then I looked up Honey Pop. Fuck you, Soto.
Great game. You love puzzles.
Yeah.
God blessed it. It was removed from Steam.
Wait, Honey Pot was removed from Steam?
Yes.
Why?
Violates the rules and guidelines for pornographic content on Steam.
Oh, we got to get rid of a lot of stuff on Steam then.
Yeah, but Steam is like all adult games now.
Oh yeah, they have. Oh yeah, fuck them H games. I can save that too.
What games?
Hentai games.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you don't like hentai games?
No, I go outside.
Oh, he touches grass.
I don't.
There's only
be
one
us.
person I know existing that plays hentai games. Butter Punch.
Oh, hey.
I'm calling out
knows
my
three.
own island brother without even hesitating. He'll see this later and just be like, "Fuck you, Waluigi."
Dude, but the thing is, there's some games that are really good that are disguised as hentai games. What they are, I can't say out loud, but
Why does that sound like a Transformer?
this guy said
more
he's
than a
cultured.
pizza?
Yo, I agree with you, brother.
Fuck you. So I'm kidding.
I agree with
As
you.
long as the chat's on our side.
The chat's always on our side, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, make sure you're subscribed. We appreciate that.
Show how on your side we are.
Like and subscribe.
Oh man. Well, gentlemen,
Yeah.
I believe we are out of time because the arcade's got to open up on pretty soon. So,
Gotcha.
where can people find you guys and let them know who you guys are?
I guess rated STF on Instagram and your
I'm Dead Space Baby on Instagram, and our YouTube channel is the CB Squared Podcast.
Yep.
And if you want to buy merch like this guy, you go to cbsquaredpodcast.beer, and you can buy merch like that.
yeah. There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, we do podcasts. Go down, subscribe, and hey, subscribe to these guys. We appreciate you guys having us. It was a blast.
Thank you so
Not a
much for bringing us
Thank
on.
you guys.
Thank you. Waluigi, any closing remarks?
Oh, guys, it's a pleasure meeting y'all.
Same to you.
It was fucking funny having you guys at party games. We're definitely playing Party Animals whenever we can.
Dude, I'm
Absolutely.
down.
Send us the link.
Hell yes. And got not much to say. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to his mom for actually coming through.
Quite a few people we know showed up.
I know, that warms my heart. That's good to see that there's a lot of support for everybody.
Yep.
Absolutely. And as for me, well, gentlemen, thank you guys so much for being a part of this episode.
Thank you.
We definitely have to get you guys on for another one.
Hell yeah.
And I believe it was Sotu that recommended you guys to us.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Sato and Ed.
So most likely we're gonna have to get an episode when the two brothers are here and then you guys are here.
Understood.
And I know that's gonna be one hell of a great episode.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna-
Oh, because we have stories with them from when we went to cons
how we
too,
met
and
them.
they're awesome.
All right, they need to bring me a beer before we get started.
Okay, so that's got to be an episode. That we're
I'll
gonna
make
do
sure
in
to bring you a beer
2024.
next time I come.
Tuesday. All right, bet.
All right, that's gonna be a 2024 episode then.
All right.
All right.
Laters.
Can't wait.
All right, y'all. Well, this has been episode 87 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. We are signing off.
Peace.
Deuces.